Well, hi! I'm finally getting another video for you, and today it's going to be fun because we're going to concentrate mostly on ideas. We're not going to learn really new techniques this week as much as ways that maybe we could implement them quickly. It's the time of year where many of us are doing shows, and we might have like a really good show, and then whoops, not too much stuff in the hamper for the next one. Well, I have a couple of ideas here of stuff you could, make fast and get it done. Also, if you need a quick gift, just go in a workshop or your workspace and bing, bang, boom, 15, 20 minutes, you have something really nice to give somebody. And that's always a good thing, because I always say one of the best things about making stuff yourself is that you always have nice gifts that they can't find anywhere else. So you always be remembered well for your handmade gifts. So I have some nice little things here that to show you, and they have some options too. Also, I wanted to mention that on their Facebook group, the Peasy Boutiques Creative Group, excuse me, ooh, itchy. This week we talked a little bit about that big fat herringbone chain that you sometimes find in vintage lots. Once in a bit, I even have some in my Etsy lots, and people are like, what do I do with this? Like, where am I going to get a cord in to fit this? How do I use this? Well, there are a number of ways that you could work with it, but I came down here and goofed around a little bit, and I found a real quick way to wrap the ends with 20 gauge wire. And I'm going to show you what I did. I'm not going to show you how this week, just show you real quick how I did it. If you're on the creative group at Facebook, we can't invite you enough. We would love for you to come. I probably have a discussion about it this week, and then as soon as I get it perfected enough to get a consistent result, I will do a video about it. And I'm going to show you what I did today. So that's what the video is about. Ideas. So come on over here and share some ideas with me. Okay. So one little fast and easy bracelet that you could make from the satin matte gold findings, which are our true 18 karat gold plate. They're not just a gold color. They really have gold in the plating bath, and they're really high quality. Is by using this bracelet bar and then just bending it. And the number on that is SMG 05118. We have plenty of them in stock. It's SMG 05118. I think we have some in other colors too. We might have some in the silverware finish and raw brass as well. And there were some brass ox ones also. I'm not sure. But anyway, I know we have lots in the SMG 05118. Anyways, as you can see, I've made a pretty little flirty bracelet from it. And I just bent it across to my wrist, and the bead and link chain, which we carry on our site and we do have in stock. This is just standard gold plate, but it goes with the SMG row well, and then it hooks out over here. Makes it easier to get on and off. And I put some little pearls. Golden pearl, you cannot lose with golden pearl. Always looks really pretty and really classy. So you've got a little bit of Victoriana in here with a more streamlined design. Very easy. You can make this in less than 15 minutes. I'm going to show you real quick how. Oh, and I wanted to mention too, I usually always make my stuff hook on the outside wrist. You don't have to do that. You can do it at the back if you want, but a lot of people have the myalgia type muscle stuff, and anything that rubs right back in here drives them nuts. If you're me, you don't want anything rubbing on there, so that's why I do it that way. So you need about 4 inches of this stuff. So out of a foot, you're going to get 3 bracelets. Not bad. Okay? So I start this way by bending my bracelet. Okay? Now, there are lots of appliances and things that you can get to bend. There's bracelet pliers. We actually have them on the site that will get the arc in this, but you're probably going to have to adjust it by hand anyway. The bracelet bending bar is nice too to get you started, but you can do it with your hands. So I'm going to show you. I start at the end. We've done this in videos together a lot. I'm going to show you on this piece. How simple. Just keep working it, working it, working it. Now flip it around the other side. Work it, work it, work it with your fingers. And I'm not particularly strong either. This is only 24 gauge brass. Okay, so that's looking good. Let's see how it fits. Fits up pretty good. What do you think, Javi? Just about right. Okay, so let's hook it up. Okay, so now we're going to take our little Wolf Tools groovy pliers or something they're called, loopy groovy pliers. I'm actually going to have these in stock very soon. They're on their way. So glad to be finally able to offer these to you because they are the most awesome. If somebody, well, hubby knows. How many times have I come down here screaming around, where are my orange pliers? Oh, I used them. Hubby. Now she's going to have her very own pair. With her own name written on them. Okay, so I'm putting a jump through here, using my jump tool, and getting it nice and flush. That's pretty good. Okay, now I'm coming around this way. And I am going to link from this side. Now I could add a few little pearls in here like I've done on this one. Set them as you go along. I think they're a nice touch. There's just nothing like gold and pearl. I am so drawn to it. Of course, on my skin tone, gold and pearl looks better than silver. Although I really favor a silverware finish. I think it's the most awesome stuff. Okay, where's my jump rings? Here they are. But gold looks better on me. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be brave and bold and put them on. Sometimes these get all twisted up. I'm not going to lie to you. We had to start over. I had a brain freeze. And got it all balled up. I thought I'm going to get kicked straight off of YouTube if I don't straighten this out. Okay. No one will ever believe in me anymore. Okay, and I'm going to put my lobster claw clasp on. Hopefully that's going to come out trigger up. If not, I'll fix it later. I like them trigger up. They don't have to be. I just like them that way. Meaning this thing. That's the trigger. Not the horse. Oh, I'm showing my age. Javi doesn't even know who Trigger is. Did you ever hear of Roy Rogers?
No.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, you gotta be like, 60 years old like me. Okay. Alright. Trigger was a horse. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that was his name. Roy Rogers and his horse Trigger.
I get it.
Yeah. Alright, so now we got two of these babies. See how fast that was for you to make a gift for somebody? Now, of course, you had to drill the holes out, you just use your handy dandy hole punchers and ding them. Like I've showed you a whole bunch. Here, let me go slowly. The hole punchers. You can get them at beachboutiques.com where we have the good stuff and the good tools that are necessary for handwork. Okay, done. Alright. Another little thing I was going to show you is that this piece, isn't that pretty? Very Victorian. SMG 05145. This also makes an easy peasy fast and dandy bracelet. If you want something a little bit bolder, once again, this one takes a little bit more effort to bend, but you can do it. Here, let me get this way and show you. I don't want to get it bent too much because then it'll look like it's kinked. Yeah, you just stop and try it along the way. It's almost there, but you can see how it's going to look. Isn't that pretty? You can even hang stuff from here. Stuff. I might just do that and put it on my blog later or something. Put it on the creative group. You need to come join us there, if you haven't. If you like mixed media jewelry, if you like vintage style jewelry that you make yourself, you need to come join us at the Peasy Boutiques creative group at Facebook. Oh, perfect fit. So all I need is some bead and link chain. Go through this hole, which I already punched already. Go through here, come around here, add a clasp, maybe some bead danglies off of here, maybe some in here. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe not. If you wanted, you could add a little color to that too. Totally your call, but that is handsome. That will make you a very handsome bracelet that will sell very nicely for you. Cost you 15 minutes in your time to make. Make a bunch of them, fill those hampers up, get you a bunch of gifts made quick at the last minute. As a lot of us are last minute people like I was this week, trying to get this video made. But it's all going good. Okay, so now, here's something else I wanted to show you. There's this piece, and this piece is already finished, so we're just going to talk about it. But there are options. Okay, very pretty necklace. You need about 16 inches of bead and link chain, maybe a little bit more to make your back link, but you could do that by connecting pearl beads or something if you wanted. This piece, this centerpiece, is a handsome, beautiful centerpiece, and it is SMG 05224. We have plenty of them. It's a little bit more spendy of a centerpiece, but it's big. There's a lot of work in that for a tooler to do and finish that off. Plus, it's got 18 karat gold plate on it, so it's $5.95 for that centerpiece. But for just a little bit over a foot in chain, 16 inches maybe, and you could fudge the back with beads or even repurpose, and you need a clasp and some little pearl beady things. And this is a piece off an old chandelier, so that's repurposed, that I took and wire wrapped. So, and there's already, oh, let me show you. You don't have to punch this out. You don't have to punch this piece out anywhere. This piece has got a little hole down here for you to add a dangle. So that's done for you. And then when I made it, I went through here and here. Right here and right here. Okay, so this is ready to go. Most of you probably know how to wire wrap something like that. You just go through with a piece of your wire the hole, take it, bend it, loop it, and then twist the rest around. Nothing to it. I'm pretty sure I've showed you that. If I haven't, there's numerous people on YouTube who have. I know I never taught Javi how to do it, and she seems to somehow know, so either she watched one or figured it out herself. But anyway, simple. Look how that hangs. Isn't that beautiful? So nice. So you could do that. Now, if you said, yeah, but you know, Brenda Sue, that looks kind of plain to me. I want some more pearls on it. So then go up and put some pearls in there. Or make a chain of pearls hanging down a little bit. Just a little bit of a frill of pearls hanging down here. This, you know, this would be a cool look. This is a good design. If you made a little frill of pearls hanging down to about here, and then went up this way about to here with pearls. That would be an excellent design with what's on there already. So then it's all pearl, crystal, and gold. Goes with everything. Looks great on people. But if you wanted to get fancy, is that all on camera?
Mm-hmm.
You could take one of these beautiful big 25mm roses and put that, glue it on there neatly, because you do have a hole, so your glue is going to have to be on here and here and here. So, but it will seat and it will stay on. And then what you could do is, I've got these leaves here, which I've done a little bit of lumiere on the other week. And you could take and drill this out and use some 28 gauge wire, gold plated wire, and wire them in around the openings here, very delicately and tight. Or you could glue them in, but I think the wire would be better. Let me get this. And you could have a design with a little side interest going on. Here, let me put it straight in front of me and then I'll twist it toward you, because I'm not getting it on there right. Okay, now I've got it laid out. So the curl of this comes up around this way, so it's not interfering with the movement of this chain. And this is not interfering with the movement of the dangle. So you could go like that and make it fancier and charge more money for it. But if you did that, let's see, costing it out, you might have another $4.50 in it. put that on there. So hey, this is for a second, let's just think about that. How much does this cost? Well, you picked this thing up in a flea market if you were me for 50 cents or less. So they didn't cost much. A little bit of gold wire pennies, a little bit of pearls that you had laying around that you put on wire pennies. The bead and link chain I think runs $3.95 a foot. And you have a little bit more than a foot, but you could settle for a foot and then do your extender with repurposed beads that you have already. You've got gold-plated lobster claw, which is pennies. It doesn't cost much. I don't know what that you charge for that on the site. It isn't a lot. And then you've got this piece, centerpiece, which is $6. If you went for it and put this stuff on the top too, you'd probably have $15, $16 in it to make it. Take this off, a little bit over 10, and it's going to take you about 20 minutes to make it, so very little time. What would you get for this on your Etsy? Probably, I'm thinking $45 area. Because this is quality. This is not junk. There's nothing on here that's junk. And this chain isn't everywhere. You won't find this chain everywhere. It's something that we kind of specialize in. So anyway, there's a thought for you. Just costing it out to show you where you're at with this. Okay. Thinking of this. What does this... I can't remember what these cost. I think they're... this plaque... around $4 or something. 4 inches of this stuff. So about $1.50 ish. 5, 6, between $6 and $7 to make this. Easily sell it for 20. Easily. Maybe a little bit more. Tripling would be good. So, in 10, 15 minutes, nothing to it. One last piece to show you is this one. Okay? Now, I had already painted this with Lumiere paint a few weeks ago when we were doing the pinky videos. So I finished this one out with the peanut chain. I used 16 inches of peanut chain, which I separated at the back and here. And then I made a little dangle with some little blue beads and stuff. This is one of those infernal pearls that we've been talking about on the newsletter and at the creative group. I've sent out a lot of these pearls for free. I mean lots. There's people who have gotten so many orders from us and got free pearls in them that they've got a mason jar full of them. Now, if you bought these pearls, they're 60s vintage, and I have a place I can get them really, really inexpensive. So, you know, hey, have them. You know, I put them in the goodie bag sometimes. But if you had to buy this 25 by 18, you wouldn't like what you had to pay for a plastic pearl. But I give it to you for free sometimes. In fact, I'm not even giving them right now. If you want them, you better say something, because I'm giving even better stuff than that. But this was from the Swelligant video that we did last summer, where we did all the summertime stuff. In fact, this piece is just laying right here because I had some cleanup work on it. Remember this big old honking piece I made? Swelligant pearls. Right here, right here, right here. All of them. They're vintage plastic pearls that I give away. Okay? That's what you can do with them. Make awesome focals. Okay, so you can ink them however. So this from that. I put that on there. I put a little bit of our very inexpensive 2mm crystal chain around the edge. Put a little frill there, a little froth. I've got a lobster claw clasp on it and an end. Took me about 20 minutes, 25 minutes to make that. Not counting the painting of it the other day, and not counting making this. But you make a whole bunch of them one day. You take a day and do a bunch of them. And hey, I'm done with that. And we have this in raw brass on the site, but we also have this in silk in SMG. SMG 03178, which is the satin matte gold SMG. Here's what it looks like in SMG. And you can do stuff to it, like this one was another painted one I took, and I put some lavender roses and rosemontees on it. some roses on there. Kind of looks like 1928 jewelry a little bit. Anywho, there you go, another quick, easy peasy project. So many things you can do. You don't have to go overboard. You don't have to make a gift that takes days to make. You don't have to sit for days and days and days on end, filling hampers when you do shows. People sometimes want a streamlined design. You can build a whole line off of a streamlined design, and I would encourage you to do that. So anyway, there's some really good ideas for you to use to make some things up quickly and quality at the same time. Now, for my pals at the creative group, to show you really quick in live time what I've been doing. We've been kind of kvetching about this flat herringbone chain. Just to show you some more of that flat herringbone chain. Here's another piece. Sometimes you get them, you know, it could be repurposed stuff. I've sold them in some of my lots on eBay, a vintage chain. Nobody seems to know what to do with the ends on these, so that you can use them. Well, of course, cord ends, if you can find the right size, will work really well. But I carry diverse ones, and I don't really have, you know, everything to go with this because I don't carry this chain all the time. In fact, I'd rather not have it. It just kind of comes along the trail. But there's stuff you can do to it. So the other day we were talking, and someone said, well, where am I going to get this stuff if you don't have it, Brenda? I'm like, hey, Google it. You'll find it. But I thought, why not be inventive? Get some wire and wrap it. So that's what I started to do. And you can see how I wrapped the end here. I started with a piece of wire about this long. Is that in the frame? And I started in the middle. And I wrapped one way this way, looped the end, wrapped the other way looped it, and then I smash it on my anvil so that it's not coming off there. It's on there good. I don't have to put glue or anything. It's on to stay. And that's that. And I could have left it go at that, but of course I never do that. I tend to just keep on going, so I did on the other end. And this is how far I got so far. Can you see that, Harvey? Mm-hmm. So I did the other end, but I can see now it kind of, you have to be careful when you're looping this because then it makes the chain want to lay different. Before, this length laid just perfect. So I'm going to have to see how this all comes out. So I'll let you know, and if this works really great, you know, eventually I'll have a video about it. But for now, you know, this is how you can get an end on. And I could do a real short video on there and show you that once I get my technique down a little bit. I'm not sure if all the rest of this is going to work great or not. It might. We'll see. But this definitely works. So there's a quick fix. If you got a bunch of big flat old 70s herringbone or cobra chain, there's how you can get an end on it. For very little money, a little piece of wire, about 5 minutes of your time. Just need a steel bench block to smash it down. And voila. So, those are the ideas for this week. So I hope you have some fun with them. And I'm going to continue to have some fun. I'm going to see what I can do about finishing that up. And make me some more easy peasy stuff. And we'll get together again soon. So you have a great weekend. And remember, BisuBoutiques.com is where you find the good stuff. When your order is $50 and up, be sure you ask for free stuff in the memo of the order because I have got some amazing stuff. I used to give away these great big giveaways every week and one person won. And I thought, hey, why should one person get all that loot? So I started parting it out. And I figured as long as you had a $50 order, I could afford to give it to you free with purchase. So they're pretty sweet. There's some nice stuff in there. There's cameos. Once in a while I put a pinky in them, filigree. Sometimes I put silverware stuff in, findings, sometimes a little bit of mixed media product, lockets, vintage stuff, cool stuff. So don't forget to ask for free stuff when you come to Peasy Boutiques. All right, I'm going to shut up. Have a great weekend and a great day, and go do something creative and take these ideas and make them your own. Bye.